This
I'll
conference will
call,
now be recorded.
I'll call the meeting to order. The time is 5 p.m. The date is Tuesday, February 2nd. And this is the second meeting of the board for this month. And we'll get started. Mr. Simcoe, would you do the roll, please?
Yes, Mr. Mahoney?
Yes, it's the first board meeting of the month, but yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes, here.
Randall?
Here.
Simcoe, here.
All right. Thank you. Next is the Pledge of Allegiance. Please follow along with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of the January 19th regular meeting.
So moved.
Second,
I'll call the roll. Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
yes. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda, Mr. Turner?
Good evening, elected officials. The administration has no proposed additions or deletions to the agenda. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Mahoney,
Yes.
you do have something to add?
I do not. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Genuine.
I do not, but I did notice that the executive session, we added items for the fire department that aren't reflected on our agenda.
Oh, I
when
wasn't
we go
aware
into
of that.
executive session. Didn't Oliver send out
Okay.
an email yesterday?
I don't know. I don't have it, but maybe
I don't have one either.
Oliver? Is the fire department on the agenda, Oliver?
So as far as I know, the only topic would be relating to the purchase of property.
Oh, that might be why they're on there then. Well, no, we don't show the names, do we, John?
No, I might have been mistaken. I thought I saw an older email or
Okay.
something. but
No, I
that's
don't
fine.
think it is. They're probably there
Okay.
on the topic that's on there. All
Yeah.
right. This is the next item on the agenda is hearing from the public, and this is for agenda items only. There'll be a later chance for the public to address us with any topic they may have. But this topic is only for agenda items, and please give us your name and address and tell us what part of the agenda you'd like to speak on. Okay, hearing nothing, we'll move on to the Road and Service Department. I'm assuming, Mr. Nash, are you on?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I have
go ahead.
couple resolutions. Resolution 21-021. This is to approve the plan and advertise for bid the 2021 OPWC road improvement project. This is the Quarry Road and Springbrook project that we are joint cooperation with the City of Toledo and Lucas County in this project. Requesting to approve the plan and advertise. The plan was attached. If you didn't see it, it should be on the agenda as well if you wanted to take a look at that.
Yeah, I was with the agenda. I'll move resolution 21-021, approve plan and advertise for bid for the 2021 OPWC road improvement, which is Corey Road and Springbrook.
Second.
I'll call the roll. Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes. Next item, Mr. Nash.
The second resolution, if you want to combine 2102 and 2103, there's the the same subject. 102 is the authorization to purchase a 2022 HV 607 dump truck. This is just the chassis only. This is, we're a member of the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Program. It'll be purchased through Navistar, who is awarded the Sourcewell contract, and the number for that is on the resolution. The purchase price is $82,600. The second item is 23, which is authorization to enter into contract for the upfit of this truck. That would be done through the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchase Consortium as well, through Kaleida Truck and Equipment, who has done who did the previous truck as well. We're very happy with their work. And that price for the upfit is $92,400. So resolution 2102 to purchase the chassis, and 21023 to upfit the chassis.
I'll move resolution, I'll combine resolution 21022 and 21033 to combine and approve.
It'd
And I'll
be
make the motion.
2323, John.
Oh, I must have said it wrong. 21022 and 21023.
Second.
Second.
Mr. Mahoney,
Yes.
Mr. Crandall,
Yes.
Mr. Genowine.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Nash.
Thank
Next
you.
is the police department. And Chief, are you on, or? Apparently
this
you're
is-
handling it, Mr. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Crandall. Yeah, this is just a resolution 21 -020 to purchase 2 new marked vehicles this year.
If there's no questions, I'll move resolution 21020, resolution to authorize the purchase of police vehicles.
Second.
Calling the roll, Mr. Genowine,
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney,
Yes.
Mr. Crandall.
Yes. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the administrator, and he'll discuss resolution 21017. Mr. Turner?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Resolution 21017 would provide for the adoption of a social media policy. This policy was largely drafted by Attorney Jim Walter with the prosecutor's office and has been distributed to the department heads, the bargaining units, as well as non-union employees. And I'm glad to answer any questions that the board may have.
How does this change from our past policies?
Yes, thank you for that question. So this policy, Attorney Jim Walter worked on this quite a while ago, and for a reason that we couldn't determine, the policy was not taken in front of the board for adoption. So this was updated and prepared for consideration. It is intended to complement the existing township policies on ethics and character and workplace behavior, the distribution of information, and those that are referenced within the policy. It also, some of the feedback we had from the police department was that the department has an internal general order that pertains to employee speech, expression, and social networking. So this would be the first time that this policy is adopted, and it is built to complement the other policies that are in place right now.
Any questions for Mr. Turner? All right, if not, I'll move resolution 21017, social media policy, to adopt that by the board.
Second.
Mr. Mahoney,
Yes.
Mr. Crandall,
Yes.
Mr. Genowine.
No.
All right, we'll move on to the fiscal officer.
Yes.
Mr. Simcoe, could you go over, I think you have two resolutions. I'd like to combine and approve of the one.
Yes, we have resolution 21-024 and it's approval of payment of then and now certificates. And we also have a resolution 21025, a township appropriation from unencumbered balance and pending appropriations. The board did get a memo on the then and nows, and you will recall probably a couple of years ago, we seemed to have kind of a rash of then and now certificates, and of course the fiscal officer is not happy with those. And since Emron's kind of come on board, and of course Vicky's on these things, we've really minimized. If I don't think I can remember then and now almost, and Oliver is driving this too, to keep those down to a minimum. But sometimes at year end, this happens, and you can see that from the memo that was put out about this. And so now and then these are necessary. I actually attended an OTA seminar, and the speaker there, who is a fairly prominent lawyer who does a lot of work for townships out in the Dayton area, he was pretty impressive, frankly, on his knowledge, was talking about then and nows, and they usually do come up more toward the end of the year, and sometimes because you're closing the books, you get in bills and you don't have time to get a purchase order in. It's too hard to manage, and so this is what's happened here. So I'm feel very comfortable in presenting these to the board for approval.
Okay, I'll move to combine resolution 21024 and 21025.
Second.
I'll call the roll. Mr. Mahoney,
Yes.
Mr. Crandall,
Yes.
Mr. Genowine.
No.
We've got a zoning department hearing at 5:30, so I'll move on we'll skip that for now, and we'll come back to it later. Let's go to item number 12 on the agenda, and that's hearing of the public for non-agenda items. Please remember to give us your name and address, and if you have anything, now would be the time. I thought I heard somebody. Did I miss something?
Yeah, Jim Mills. I was late getting on. Sorry, I got on about 5:05. It's for zoning.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. Okay, we'll move on then. If I don't hear anyone, we'll go to open discussion and reports. Do you have anything, Mr. Turner?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Nothing this evening.
Okay. Mr. Mahoney,
I do not. Thank you.
Mr. Genowine.
Not at this time, no.
I think we'll have to wait on executive session. I don't think we can get that done in 15 minutes, can we?
It sounds like, John, sounds like we can. I mean, we've got 15 minutes. If we can always.
All right, let's give it a shot. All right.
Okay.
This executive session will concern the purchase of property, and Mr. Turner and Mr. Nash, Mr. Ram, and Mr. Nye will be joining us. And I'll move to go into executive session at 5:15.
Second.
I'll call the roll. Mr. Mahoney,
Yes.
Mr. Crandall,
Yes.
Mr. Genowine.
Yes.
All right, we'll go into executive session and we'll try to be done by 5:30, as close as we can do it. Thank you very much.
And just a note for those who have called in, if you're planning to join the next portion of the open meeting, after this window closes out, you'll need to dial back into the open meeting number. We look forward to anyone who wishes to join.